This is West Ham Unofficial. Come on, your Irons. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Come on, Steve. Get it started.
It's your first broadcast at 14 years old, boy.
It is 14 years old and counting.
Well done, mate. Well done. You're rocking on. You're rocking on, mate. 14. Hey, Gary, he's old enough to buy us a pint now. The money he's earning, I suppose.
I'm looking forward to tasting it.
Yeah. If he's anything like his old man, it'd be a long wait.
Well, Steve, you'll be waiting longer than Gary will. I'm only joking.
Favoritism already, Gary. Favoritism, mate.
Favourite, absolutely.
Hey, Gary, where'd you get that clock from behind?
This one?
Yeah.
Oak Furniture Land.
I thought that was the case. Well done, mate. You had that free for spending over 300 quid, was it?
God knows what we spend. My wife spends a lot of money.
Yeah. That's a nice clock, that one, mate. You chose well.
Anyway, right then, Steve, have you got a song to sing for us tonight?
Gary's been to Oak Furniture Land, Oak Furniture Land, Oak Furniture Land. Gary's been to Oak Furniture Land. How about that?
I meant happy birthday.
Here and here.
Oi, Steve, I meant happy birthday. Can you sing happy birthday?
Do you want it in English or Welsh?
English, preferably.
No, I can't do it in Welsh. We have to get Browner on for that one.
Go on. In English.
Welsh, anyway.
In English, Steve.
Do you want it in Spanish? You're going to have it in Spanish.
No, in English, Steve.
In English. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jakey Cox. Happy birthday to you. How's that?
Thank you very much, Steve. Thank you very much.
Over here and here.
Right, let's see who's in the chat. In the chat, Christ. Scott.
You've been drinking on your birthday. I know you have. We've had a couple of sneak ones.
Yeah, a couple of sneaky appetizers, Steve. I got 12 cans of appetizer for my birthday today.
Oh, well done, mate. You're going to put a drop of whiskey in with that, and you'll be well away tonight, I tell you.
Thank you very much. The super chat's gone, but Scott put in a couple of quid, so he's working tonight. But happy birthday! Thank you very much indeed, Scott. Scott's got the super chat train started. Let's see who else is in the chat.
Yeah, come on, chuck a few quid in for his birthday, lads. Come on, let's have a few super chats. 14 years old today. Oh, do you know what, Jake? When I was 14, I was a year away of getting kicked out of the house.
Thank you to everyone saying happy birthday. The disabled team. Hi, Jake. Sorry I can't stay for long, but we had to wish you a happy birthday. Thank you very much indeed. Everyone else saying happy birthday. Here we go. Thank you very much, Nan. There we go. Andy, I hope you're well as well. Jake looks old.
Was that your Nan on?
Yeah.
Hello, Nan. All right, Nan. What's she look like?
Go on, Steve.
Is she pretty?
Steve just.
Oh, man, on you come.
Dear. Thank you very much, Trev Chew, the disabled team, Cricket MC. Luke says, when I was a kid, my parents asked me what I wanted for my birthday. I said I want to watch, so they let me. I don't understand that, but anyway. Right then.
You watch, yeah. I want to watch. So you watched.
Right. Okay.
I don't know what he wanted to let him see. Watch, but there we go.
Kent, I hope you're well. Happy birthday, young, and what idea you give to be 14 again. Great days. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much indeed. Right then, Gary, pick something to talk about.
Blimey. Weather.
The weather. Go on, Steve. The weather.
Well, I'd rather talk about Gary's furniture. Are you pleased with Gary?
Well, my wife's happy. Happy wife, happy life.
Well, there we are. Great news. Oak Furnitureland. Top product at Oak Furnitureland. Top product.
Steve is winding you round the bend because I tell you, he does not like Oak Furnitureland.
I do.
Do you?
I used to own it. I used to be a shareholder in it, Jake.
Did you? Oh.
Yeah, in fact, I started Oak Furnitureland with a bloke called Jason Bannister.
Lovely.
Yeah, we sold it, eh?
Bannister. Here we go. Thank you very much, Trev Tube. Thank you very much.
Did you know that then, Jake? Did Brownie ever tell you that? Oh, that's why we went to Spain to open up the Spanish side of it.
Right.
Let's talk about Harry Kane.
Yeah, go on, let's get on a football.
Hang on. Super chats are coming in.
Oh, keep that. Oh, look at this. Hey, Gary, hope you're on commission for this. He's 14 now. He's old enough to have an agent, mate. We'll go 50.
Right, here we go. Trev Tube, £10. Thanks for the work you put in the channel. Thank you very much for being a member and for chucking a tenner in the super chat. And he's put £14 in. Happy birthday. Cheers, mate. Right then, we've got a special man in the chat. These two don't know about this. Have you ever heard of a certain West Ham Clips? Say yes.
Yes.
Good. Right then, we've got a little message from the man himself, West Ham Clips. Let's have a listen.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jakey. Happy birthday to you. Hope you have a excellent day. Come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Aarons.
Cheers, Cliff. Thank you very much. And of course, our reporter Charlie Walsh live from North London there. Thank you very much indeed. Let's have a look who else is in the chat. Thank you very much for the super chats. Greatly appreciated. Reese, happy birthday, Jake. You can't stay long as I'm working in 10 minutes. Cheers, Reese. Thanks for popping on. Ings signed for Villa. Oh, that's another one of ours. Blinking targets gone. Here we go. Oh, here we go, Steve. We have got another guest.
Who we got? Bloody hell, where's he been hiding? Willow! Is that Willow? Is that you? As an imposter. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for replies. Turn your volume up, Willow. You're very quiet, mate.
I can't hear you.
Put a microphone near your mouth.
He ain't got a microphone.
Well, he must.
I'm on the phone, didn't I? Jake, I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday, and I'll be in touch very soon. All right. All the best.
Cheers.
I'll be in touch. Take care.
You're a miracle, Willow. You're your normal, disorganised self.
Well, that's live reporting from some restaurant somewhere from John Williams, former Premier League striker there. I had on the show two former.
I'll tell you what, he had a bloody good agent. He had one of the best agents in football.
Yeah.
Was that then? Well, I wouldn't like to say on the show, but he was bloody good.
Oh, brilliant! Oh, did he go by the name of Day Steve? Steve Day? No.
Well, close. Yeah, quite close. Anyway, let's move on. It's your birthday. But no, great bloke, Will. It was nice of him to pop on there.
See,
one of the nicest blokes ever to play football in the Premier League, mate. Put it that way.
Only on West Ham Unofficial. Only on West Ham Unofficial. Two former Premier League strikers on this channel in 3 days. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Two strikers. Come on. Let's get it going. Let's have a look who we got in. Tom, happy birthday to you. I hope you're well, Tom. Jake, where's your pint? I've got my pint of appetizer downstairs. Brilliant from Clips as always. Love that. Happy birthday, Jeremy. Thank you very much for your emails. It's greatly appreciated. The Flying Postman indeed. Charlie, happy birthday. I hope no one gets arrested.
Wait, is that a new shirt you got on? Is that a birthday present?
Yeah, they've got
there's the collar.
Yeah, Steve, can you believe this? They've got under 13 shirts, but they ain't got under 8 shirts.
Don't start. Don't you start winding me up. Bloody Karen Brady.
Right then, Gary, come on then. What should we talk about? Steve, pick something.
Let Gary get a word in there. Dre should keep knocking him out the show, the poor bloke.
Go
on, Gary.
Well, it's your birthday, you say what you want. Harry Kane.
Harry Kane to PSG, to City. Where's he going, Steve?
PSG, I reckon.
I know. Live, reportedly exclusive, about 5 a.m. 2 days ago. That was on the day's banter.
Well, that's what's going to happen. Yeah, hey, I tell you what, while we're on, 4 subscriptions away from 150, Jakey. How about that, mate?
Subscribe to Steve's channel, the day's banter. I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, get the link in just in case there's 4 people out there who haven't subscribed. But this is what I reckon, right? And I reckon Harry Kane is going to PSG, right? And I'll tell you why. One Man City part of 100 million quid today for obviously Grealish.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Secondly, he's going back to play for Pochettino, who he played his best football under. And I think there's a big bond between the two of them. Third, Mbappe has turned down 3 different contracts to go to stay at PSG, right? Contract offers. He's turned down 3 offers. He's clearly made it desired that he wants to go to Real Madrid. And Real Madrid fans want Mbappe, right? And that then moves on Gareth Bale, right? Which is, so he's got to go somewhere, right?
This is a coincidentally fantastic triangle you're working out here, Steve.
No transfers work though, mate. There's always, he's got to sign in, so he's got to go there, so he can go there, right? Now, if you're bringing in Mbappe at Real Madrid, you don't want to be paying Gareth Bale 600 grand a week. They haven't even given Bale a squad number. So he's going somewhere, whether it's back to his old hometown club, as Brownie reckons, of Cardiff City, which he could possibly do, but I can't see it. I reckon there's a lot of talk in the Spanish press of Bale actually going. But remember, Gareth Bale said there's going to be a big shock, right? When I move to my future, right? Now, there's only 2 shocks that could be. Going to the Championship, which would be a big shock, right? Or the big one is being a Real Madrid player going to Barcelona. Now, the last time a player went the other way, Figo, they were throwing pigs' heads at him on the pitch. Heads. Can you remember that, Gary?
I do.
They were throwing pigs' heads on the pitch at him.
I do remember. Yeah.
Now, the last person I think to do it from Real Madrid to Barcelona is Enrique, who's now the Spanish manager. That was about 1990. That went down. Because it's not just football. It's like going from Real Madrid is very similar to going from Rangers to Celtic.
Yeah.
Or West Ham to Millwall.
Steve, yeah. I'm just going to cut in because we've got a special guest to report his thoughts. Aston Villa fan. Let's see what he thinks about Jack Grealish.
Oh, you guys, my mum.
Here we go.
Oh, this is a birthday treat.
Right. Josh, come on then. Thoughts. What are you thinking? Is it going to happen? Is it a sad day in Aston Villa football for today?
First of all, happy birthday, Jake.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, I think it looks like it's going to happen now, doesn't it? I think it's been rumours for the last few days, but apparently today he's arrived in Manchester, hasn't he? But you've got to look at it this way. He's given us a lot of time. He's been our star player for years now. He could have left us when we first left the playoff final, when we just about stayed up the other year. He could have left us many times, and he hasn't. So he's still loyal with us. But I think now he has to move on to win trophies, doesn't he? But I think it's a done deal now.
Do you think? I mean, I've seen Aston Villa fans on social media say, turn back on him. It's a really foolish thing to do. Move for trophies a week before the Premier League season is going to start. Do you really think that it's foolish, and can you blame him for doing it so close to the start of the Premier League season?
Yeah, I don't know, because I thought it is annoying. Obviously, all Villa fans are going to be upset that he's going, but I think the way we didn't expect him to leave this summer, because obviously last year he'd signed that big 5-year deal on 140 grand a week. We all just thought that he'd be staying for a couple more years until we get into Europe. But no, I think it's just a bit of a shock for everyone, to be honest. But if you look at it this way, he's a Villa fan. He loves Villa. That's why he stayed for so many years. Otherwise, he's had about 3 chances to be off already. And at the first chance, at the first chance he got to leave, he definitely would have left. So yeah, I am slightly annoyed, but he's 26 in September. He has to do it, doesn't he? He has to win trophy. He's not gonna get anywhere at Villa. He's done really well for us. We've just got time to say bye now and thank you.
Gary, what's your thoughts on the £100 million big money move for Grealish going to City then?
I think it's a good move for Grealish myself. I think he's young, he's ambitious, he's a very good player. The career of a footballer is a short one, so I think he needs to maximise his money and get some trophies so he can look back. I think he's the sort of guy that'll go back to Villa when he's sort of 31, 32 and finish off his career there. So I think it's a great move for him. Good luck to the lad.
Yeah. Steve, do you think this sums up football in a way that in this time of financial debt for many, many people, you look on the news and a football club's paying £100 million for a player. Do you think it's a bit stupid in terms of the money side?
No, because I'll tell you why I don't think it is. It's quite often when you hear it's a lot of money. Do you know what I mean? But it's an industry flooded with money. And when people say, you hear a lot of people, especially non-football non-football followers, say, "Oh, football players earn too much money," right? But those same people never say, "Tom Cruise got paid too much for that movie." And football now, which I think has ruined the game a bit, right? But we could go on about that all night. But the facts are, right? When a movie makes millions and millions and millions of pounds, that actor charges his fee for appearing in that movie, which is big money. But you never see anyone say Tom Cruise shouldn't have been paid that much. He shouldn't be earning this much. But when it's a football player who's now in the entertainment business, right? Yeah, everyone, football player, he shouldn't earn that. The wages should be capped. This should be. You never hear of wage caps being called for in the movies, do John Travolta, Tom Cruise, Matt Damon, whoever, right? At the end of the day, whether we like it or loathe it, football is an entertainment business with worldwide TV rights now, right? And Premiership clubs especially earn fortunes out of worldwide TV rights and all the other stuff, right? So you can't knock Grealish. Jack Grealish has been a great servant. As a kid, he could have left many times from Aston Villa, and he didn't because it was his love club. But when a big team comes in, and let's be honest, you've got to put Man City now on the same level as Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG. They're up there. One of those four, and there's a couple of others as well, probably 6 clubs come knocking on your door, mate, and want you to play. It's the pinnacle. It's going to be the pinnacle of your career. You're going to play Champions League football regular. You're going to do the lot, aren't you? Right? So you can't knock him for that. I agree with Gary. I think he loves his club, Aston Villa, and I think he's done them very proud. But they're going to be paying him, 250, 300 grand a week, right? You can't knock that, mate. You only have one crack at it. It's a short career. And I think Gary's right, actually. I do agree with that. And I haven't thought about that before, but I think he'll do his stint in Man City. Unless a big move comes in for they have a little go abroad, just for the players, like the sample La Liga or whatever. I think he'll return. At one stage, I think he'll return to Aston Villa, mate. And we've seen West Ham players do it in the past. We saw Dixie go to Liverpool, didn't we? We saw Cotty go to Everton, and they come back. So to old Josh there, you'll see Grealish back in Villa Park, I'm sure, mate. I'm sure. But I think Josh has summed it up very well, actually. Summed it up very well. He's been a servant to the club. What I will say to Josh is, he would have signed a 5-year deal, but that would ensure that there was a buyout clause in it for 100 million. Right? So what he's done he's done his hometown club a favour by allowing that clause in his contract, because they just copped 100 million quid, which I'm sure Dean, what's his name? I can't remember his surname. Smith, is it? He'd be quite happy to have some transfer funds out of 100 million, So you'll see some good signings coming in. I love Villa. They're probably one of my second or third teams. I love going to Villa Park. I think it's a great stadium. I love going to the area. I've always had a little soft spot for Villa, to be honest. But
So
he'll be back, Josh. Don't you worry, mate. He'll be back one day. It's horrible when your hero goes, isn't it? It's horrible. Bloody horrible, especially as a kid. But
One thing, Josh, we've got 2 guests coming on. We will get them on in a second. One thing that's been announced in the last 40 minutes, though, was if he is on his way, reinforcements are already coming in. And Danny Ings, your thoughts on that signing?
Yeah, I think it's a good signing because, he had a difficult time at Liverpool. Didn't really get played enough, did he? But I think since he come back to Southampton, I remember the one year he was up there for the Golden Boot. So I think, last season he didn't do the greatest, but he still did all right. I think he had injury problems last season. So, I think it's a good sign. It was unusual because there was all the talk about Abraham and then randomly we've just signed him. It was really unusual. But I think it's a good signing. I'm gutted that we can't bring back Tammy Abraham. He was really good when we had him on loan in the Championship, but I think he's well more clinical than Abraham and Watkins. And I think if you ask me who's the better out and out goal scorer, I'd probably say Danny Ings.
Yeah, right then. We're being bombarded with guests here. Let's bring them in.
Can I just say one thing to Josh?
Yes, Steve.
Josh, just remember, mate, Bodymore Heath. You have one of the best academies in football at the moment. Everyone goes on about the West Ham Academy. Bodymore Heath Academy, mate. You know where it is. But what the facilities they got there and some of the kids that they bring through, you'll see another Grealish coming through as well, mate. You wait and see.
We're joined by first Rob. Rob, how are you?
Hello, Jake. I'm fine. Just popped on to say a quick happy birthday, mate.
Thank you very much indeed. And Ollie, how are you?
I'm very good, Jake. Happy birthday, buddy. Hope you're having a good day.
Thank you very much. One question
Good
to
man.
you both. One question to you both. First to you, Rob. Jack Grealish to Man City, £100 million. Your thoughts, Rob?
It's confirmed now, is it? It's definitely happened.
Well,
It's done, mate. It's done.
Yeah. Probably good business on Man City's part, to be fair, innit? I think everybody wins there, don't they? Aston Villa with a nice big chunk of wedge to spend, and Grealish gets to play his Champions League football and fulfill his dreams. So fair play to him. Can't argue with it.
Yeah. Ollie?
Good business for City, really. I think, in this modern, I know £100 million a lot of money for any player these days. We know what transfers like in football these days is crazy. But I think as far as transfers money goes these days, I think that's good business for City. I do rate Grealish. I think he's a very, very good player. And just like Rob said, of course, Man City seem to win everything. So fair play to Jack. He deserves to be at a top club where he wins things. So, it was coming. It was coming, I thought. But, fair play. Good business for City, I think.
Yeah.
Sad for Villa, of course, but,
Yeah. Gary, I mean, do you think Man City have got the money to try and get Kane as well now?
Good question.
Well, I'm sure they have. They've got multi-billionaire owners, haven't they? The Sheiks. They've actually raised quite a bit of money from this summer. They got 11 million quid from Sancho because of the sell-on clause. They've sold the guy Harrison to Leeds. All these are under the radar. So I think if they want Kane, they'll get him. I think so.
Yeah. Steve and Gary, thank you very much for coming on. We've got a couple more guests coming on. Thank you very much for coming on, Steve and Gary.
No worries.
Cheers. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right then. So we are left now. Josh, to you. What do you think needs to happen with Aston Villa now? Do you think that your board now getting this £100 million and going on a spending spree for the next week, or do you think they're going to save it and think your squad's good enough the way it is for the season or for the first half of it?
No, I think we'll just be linked with every attacker in the next few weeks, just trying to replace him. We've already got Leon Bailey announced this morning, Danny Ings tonight as well. So even today, when it's not officially confirmed that he's gone, we've still signed 2 players in one day. So I think we can't get Smith Rowe anymore. No, we're linked with him, but he signed a new deal. So I think we'll just be looking at abroad, Premier League, any attackers now, Championship, just trying to replace them because we're not going to get someone as good as Grealish to replace him. We're not going to get one player with the same ability as Grealish. We're going to have to get about 5 or 6 players who are like average players but can just all together can match Grealish's ability. That's how we're going to do it. But now if you stay, we'll probably try and push for Europa League this season. But now I'd say mid-table, top half finish. I'd take that this season now. But I think it's not just the attack though, because we need to think. Okay, we need a few new attackers because Grealish is gone. We need to worry about other positions still as well, like midfield. I know we're still after Ward-Prowse. Axel Tuanzebe from Man United as well, who we had on loan a few years ago. He could be coming back to us as well. But yeah, I do think there was definitely a buyout clause in Grealish's contract where he signed that new 5-year deal last summer. Otherwise, I feel like the others would have got a bit more money for him, because if Harry Maguire goes for 80 million, I think Grealish needs to go for at least 120. But yeah, it is what it is. 100 million, you can't grumble. It's a lot of money, isn't it? But yeah, I think as for what we need to strengthen, yeah, we just need to try and get as many players in at once at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned signing 2 players in one day. I wish West Ham would do that. We can't even sign 1 player in 3 weeks. No wonder 2 in one day. Oh well, hopefully it's coming. Rob, Man United. Do you think more signings need to be made before the end of the window or before the start of the season?
Do you know what? I've not really been following. I'm not even sure who we've signed. I know we've got Sancho. I've kind of lost touch. I've been so busy at home. The trouble is with United, they always tend to leave things till last minute. And I think that whoever signs late in the window, they're shooting themselves in the foot a little bit, aren't they? Because they never get a full pre-season, and they need that time to gel. So if it isn't happening yet, I'd be quite happy to leave things as they are. If Sancho comes in, that's a great signing. I can't see us going in for Harry Kane just yet either. That's when I'd snap your arm off for that. But I think we're all right. I think we'll be all right. We'll just get things going.
Yeah. Ryan says happy birthday, Jake. Jake, enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks, Ryan. Greatly appreciated. Ollie, to you then, Liverpool. What would you like to see come in? Do you think you need serious more improvements or reinforcements before the start of the season?
Yeah, I do, Jake. I think we need another midfielder. Backup for injuries and stuff like that. Possibly another left back as well, because it worries me a little bit if Robertson gets injured. We haven't really got that, cover, and Milner's sort of pushing on a little bit now, so he can't keep doing it. But
do you think this season? This season, I think it's told most of the Premier League that, you as a Liverpool fan have learnt it the hard way, that it's so key for squad depth. The centre back position last season, it just tore you apart.
Yeah, that's where Man City's so strong, isn't it? Because they've just got 2 world-class players in every position, whereas other clubs can't quite afford the money power they've actually got. But yeah, that is really important. I think the season before last, we were lucky because we didn't get the injuries, did we?
No.
Van Dijk was solid, and we lost him at the beginning of the season last season, which was a massive blow. Of course, it would be 20 team. But yeah, definitely, Jake. Squad depth is a huge thing. Something that Villa could be looking at with the money they got for Grealish, but then again, they also need to bring quality, don't they, to replace him? So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that 100 million. Very interesting.
Yeah, Josh, if you had the power, that 100 million sat on your table there, what one position and one player you would like to get back up or sign a player from?
I would have said before we got Buendia and Bailey, I'd get a winger, because we're really struggling in that position, not enough depth. Now we've got them two. To be honest, it'll probably be James Ward-Prowse from Southampton, because I know we've been heavily linked with him this summer. I know it's nowhere near completes the full 100 million. I think we've had a bit rejected for 25, so we'll have to pay a bit more than that, maybe 35, 40, but still doesn't complete the 100 million. But then that's good because we can save it for other players. But I think the one player who I'd get would definitely be James Ward-Prowse, because we don't have a set piece taker. Conor Houlihan went out on loan last season. Looks like he could be on his way out this season. Certainly not going to get much game time. So I think we'll definitely need a set piece taker. And Ward-Prowse, I don't think there's any better in the Premier League, at least anyway. So, and in the midfield, he can create. I think he'd just be the perfect midfielder for Villa. And I feel a bit sorry for Southampton nicking their 2 probably best players, Ings and Ward-Prowse. But that's what it is in football. Man City do that to everyone. So, yeah, it'll probably be Ward-Prowse for me.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
shot, that is.
Yeah. Rob, do you think? Let's talk for a minute about Jesse Lingard. Putting, Man United to the side. Do you think for his career, do you think it's best that he moves on or stays at Man United?
For his career, I think it's probably best he moves on, just to get guaranteed first team football every week, like he was getting at you boys. Forgive me, what's happened with you and Lingard? Has he come back to United now?
Yeah. So Lingard seems to be happy back at Man United. He's played a couple of pre-season games.
Yeah.
He seems to be happy. He's done an interview in the last couple of days saying, how good his form was last season, moving on, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, well, fair play to him. If he thinks he can come back and fight for his place and nail down a spot in the team regularly, then you can't blame him for that, can you? I mean, he was on a big money contract with United anyway. So, yeah, you can't blame him for that. I kind of fell out of love with him a bit, to be honest, before he went to you guys, because I thought he was okay. And then he had this season where he was just fantastic. He was brilliant. And then United went and hit him with this big contract, and it was almost as if he went, that'll do. And he just seemed to go off the boil for quite a while, started messing around with his clothing brand and various other off-pitch things. And that's when it all fell apart, and he ended up going to you guys. And when he was with you, he was amazing. He must have been your player of the season, I would have thought.
Definitely. I think he was the player of the second half of our season, that's for sure.
Yeah. He pretty much turned you boys around, didn't he, for 4 or 5 months? So if he comes back with that attitude and that form and that eagerness, then yeah, I'd welcome him back with open arms. But I just worry with him. He is still a young'un. His head's still easily turned. Is he going to come back in and think, I've had 4 or 5 months away, everybody loves me again, or is he going to pull his socks up and really fight for his spot? I suppose we'll just have to wait and see, won't we, on that one?
I just think it's very adventurous, him looking at it and thinking he's going to try and get back into that United starting 11, especially with the signing of Jadon Sancho. I mean, the players we've got there, Sancho, Fernandes, Rashford, just to name a few. He's not getting ahead of them. And I think...
No, he's not. He's not in a million years, I wouldn't have thought. But, and that's where it comes back to being a squad game, isn't it? If he's happy to sit on the bench and fill in for injuries and be rotated for cup games, I suppose it's his decision. And if the club are happy to have a big wage like that to do that role, then I suppose everybody's happy, aren't they, really? And maybe he does think he can dislodge one of those players, because you show me a footballer who hasn't got a massive ego. It's kind of, you need it, don't you, for your confidence and whatnot. So, I'll give him 6 months before I'm, on the phone with David Moyes asking him to have him back again.
I think that's what'll happen, to be honest.
Yeah.
Gary says, now Jack Grealish has gone, does Josh want to come over to the light side, not the dark side?
No, it doesn't matter.
No. See, Duke says 27 million for Danny Ings. I mean, we don't know whether that's true, but 27 million pounds.
I heard one of my family members who's a Villa fan has also told me that it's about 30 million, around 30 million, but I don't think that's true. He's in the last year of his contract, isn't he? So I would have
it's steep if it is that.
Yeah, I would have thought it'd be a bit less than that. But either way, I still feel like it's a really good signing for us. You're banging the goals.
It depends what Ings you're going to get, doesn't it? If you get the Ings who's always injured, or if you get the Ings who's banging in goals for fun, you just don't know, do you? I suppose.
Yeah.
I think if things the other year who almost won the Golden Boot, then I think we're very lucky. But if it's the Ings that we saw at Liverpool, the Ings that we saw, I'm not saying he had a bad season last season, but he didn't do amazing, did he? So I think, I think it's a good signing if it's for a reasonable fee. But the only thing is, Ollie Watkins will probably have to be moved out wide now when he had a really good season up front last season, which is a bit annoying. But you never know, Ings could get a bad injury because he is quite injury prone, and Watkins could have to go in again. But our other 2 strikers, Wesley and Davis, they'll probably be on their way out now.
Yeah. James has put 50 quid in the super chat. James, thank you very much indeed. He says, "Happy birthday, Jake. Enjoy your day. With this super chat, I want you to take your parents out for a family meal." Fine by me. Thank you very much, James. Greatly appreciated. Everyone's saying absolutely outstanding. He says, "Make sure you all go out for a family meal as a family. We will." James, hats off to you. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. Right, let's see. Oh, we've lost Paul. Let's bring on the main man. Here he is. Hippo. No. What is it? Badger man himself. Gatesy. How are you?
Listen, I'm all about conserving the animals, mate. You know. So, how are you, Jake? Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. I'm not too bad. Indeed. Here we go. They're all flowing in now. Oh, look, we're matching shirts. Here we go. He's in. You right, Andy?
You doing, mate? Good.
Yeah, not too bad. Oh, you're a bit quiet there. Is that me?
Is that better? Sorry.
There we go. Thank you very much. Right then, Rob, or Josh, anything else you want to say before I let you go?
It's good timing actually because I got to shoot. All I want to say is happy birthday, Jake. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and spend that 50 quid wisely. Don't let your dad eat too many pies.
Thanks, Rob. Cheers, and Josh as well. Thank you very much.
Birthday. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye, Josh. Bye. Right then. Right, look at this now. This has turned slightly better, hasn't it? West Ham in, West right.
Casey didn't get the memo.
Yeah, come on, Casey. Right. Let's go like this. Here we go. There we go. Let's set that up. There we go. See, no sponsors.
It must have got lost in the post.
Must have done.
Yeah, definitely. But no, enjoyed your day though, Jake.
Yes. It's been good. It has been
Good
fabulous.
cake.
Oh, Lotus Biscoff cake. You should see. Right, I tell you what. I'm gonna upload. You should see this Lotus Biscoff cake. It was lovely.
Oh,
lovely. Let's try.
Can't be bad.
Hang on. Right, and the cake top as well. Right, let me put myself. Here we go.
Oh my
look,
God.
I'm thoroughly jealous.
Oh my God.
Lotus.
Are you going to save us a piece?
There's me lunch.
Wow.
Blimey, where do you put it all?
I know.
Lotus Biscoff inside there, look.
He is
I'll tell you what, if ever there's someone that's got... Yeah, but hold on. You know, if he carries on like that, he'll be growing in the wrong direction.
What, like me?
and me.
Who is the balloons around?
I blame it on lockdown.
Oh, look, it's around Gacy. Gacy's got the balloons. There we go. All right, let's take them off. Right, then. Let's bring our next guest on, the one, the only, Brentford Clive. Clive, how are you?
I'm all right, Jake. How are you, mate? And happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Let's get your thoughts. I know it was quite a while ago, but the Brentford game, Brentford West Ham. Your thoughts?
Yeah,
Magic Man got it over the line.
And what a goal as well, wasn't it? That was typical Benrahma. Well, typical Benrahma to Brentford now, anyway. What a goal to win a game. Apart from the game was all right, I suppose. You can't really tell much from pre-season friendlies, can you? Neither team were full strength. All I took out of it, I guess, really is it's obvious now why I love Benrahma so much. And one of our players, Shandon Baptiste, he was injured for the most part of the season last year. And he looks like he could be really, really good for us this year. He scored a worldly goal against Man U last week. I believe he rattled the post against you lot, didn't he?
Yeah. Was that the lad that came on to replace Rico Henry on the left-hand side?
No, that was a lad called Dom Thompson. We bought it. We got it. Picked him up from Arsenal Academy. He couldn't break into the team because Rico was on fire, so he put him out on loan last season to Swindon. He done all right there. He's come back, and I'll tell you what, mate. I reckon Rico's either not fully match fit, or he's lacking in confidence after yet another long layoff because he is a bit injury prone. And as it stands right now, when we take on Arsenal next week, I would rather see Dom Thompson as our left back rather than Rico. And that, mate, that is saying something. Rico hasn't impressed so far.
I'm being bombarded here. People in backstage. I'm being. Oh, there's an echo there. Who's that? Let's work out who that is. I'll tell you what. I'm being bombarded here. Right, here we go. We might as well just finish it off. The one, the only, Duke.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm very well, my friend. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. I regret to inform you I had some lovely chicken wings today. Today, not Wing Wednesday from the Bull, but just
well, you're a bit far away now, unfortunately. Can you see this just here? Can you see this just here?
Oh, it's me mug. There we go. A mug on a mug. Look at that.
There you go. Look at that. Just over in there. Keep that on screen for you. All right.
Lovely jubbly. Right then, and this couldn't be finished off without the one, the only.
Building.
Release from the
What's up, rude boy? Yo, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Jakey boy. K-A-K to the ticket to the E. K-A-K to the ticket to the E. K to the A to the ticket to the K to the A to the E. How you mean, man? How you mean? My G, dog. How do you mean? Yo, happy birthday, man.
Thank you very much. And you've been saluted by the one, the only West Ham Clips as well. You have been saluted by West Ham Clips. What more could you want? What more could you want? Right then, does somebody want to does somebody want to talk about something? Somebody throw a subject out there.
Yo, you know what? No, differently, Benjamin. I ain't even playing with you. I want people to wish you a happy birthday, dog. Straight up. I'm not even playing. Hey guys, how you doing? Could you wish my friend Jake a happy birthday? You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. See, there you go. That's what you get with tweets, guys.
Don't get arrested.
Peach, don't get arrested.
Never. I'm too fast, dog. I'm too fast, dog. How do you mean? They're too slow. I'm too fast. Straight up.
Pardon?
He wasn't on Saturday. You just stood there.
Yeah, just stood there. Right, come on then. It's been Simon said it. Somebody's got to stop happy birthday.
Hey, what's up, yo? It's my friend Jake's birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, they don't know how to say happy birthday. Wow.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
He's gonna get nicked again. It's gonna happen.
We got two. We got 4 or 5 more before I get arrested, Doc.
45.
45, Christ. Oh, I don't know what's going on with him. He's gone asleep. Right then, let's have a look. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
Peach, just Peach.
He's been nicked.
Honestly.
It's been nicked.
Yeah.
Hey, Jake,
the Mounties have felt his collar.
Jake, what did you take out of the match with Brentford then? What's your take on it?
I think it was good. I mean, it was a classic pre-season game. It wasn't overly entertaining. I thought with the goal came. Andy did the review with me. I think the goal came at the right time. Brentford were getting on top, and it was pretty much one-way traffic. And Steve Dyer said on the watch along I did with him, we needed some magic, and Ben Rama gave it. Very, 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 very nice to see, I thought. And yeah, it was a pre-season game. I think it was clear to see that. But one thing that did worry me, Gatesy, I'll put it to you. One thing that did worry me, Brentford were making subs here, there, and everywhere. We had about 7 people. Crikey. Jesus Christ.
Well. Well, mate.
Oh god, they made a lot of subs, and we had 7 people on our bench, and about 5 of them played the night before at Aldershot, and it really did worry me. And I sat back and thought, this is us, Gatesy. We've got no squad depth at all.
Haven't you?
We got a load of goalkeepers.
Yeah, we saw another one.
We can fill a 7-a-side team.
Goalkeeper union. We've got goalkeeper union. We've got about 6 goalkeepers. We've got 1 striker at this football club. What's going on?
Maybe one of them.
Is Pereira going to West Ham?
No, that's off now. Pereira's not coming. Ings ain't coming. That's all for that.
Oh, you're after Danny Ings, were you?
Wow. Sort of.
I think
We
we've
looked
been
at
more
after,
players
isn't
than
it?
the Yellow Pages.
But
Yeah,
why,
we're
why,
going to say J.R. Hartley
why
at
do
the minute.
people want to go to you then?
Don't know. Really don't
No,
know.
You're in Europe, man.
I think.
Are you taking Winston Reid off of us?
No, we're not, mate. No, definitely.
Oh,
That's money off the wage bill.
no offense, Winston, but
He did a job. He did a job for us last season when he was called upon. He did a job for us. I've got to give him credit for that. But we're absolutely overloaded with centre backs. We don't need him.
Oh well.
fair enough.
Give us a few strikers, and we'll give you a few more centre backs.
Keep your greedy hands off of Ivan Toney, mate. Not for sale.
Off the what's the word? Off the sales bench, off the shelf. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, we won't be selling him this year.
We'll end up re-signing Carlton Cole.
Oh God.
Well, I think Diafra Sacco's still available.
Oh, I love that man. Love that man. Do your thoughts that takes anything?
To be fair, mate, I was just reading news report just as I came on about the Pereira thing and the fact that we surprisingly couldn't match the wages that are on offer in Saudi Arabia, which I don't know why that even needs to be reported. I just think that's common sense, isn't it? I mean, these guys were offering him, from what I understand, upwards of about 180, 190 grand, if maybe not more. Whereas we were probably going to look at offering him about 75, 80. So you're never going to be able to match that, and it's frustrating. But as I said to the boys at the top there next to you, I think last week, if we get Pereira, we end up with a situation where we had with Benrahma last year. You have a quality player that's sitting in the shadow of someone else. You know, you had Benrahma who struggled behind the scenes because of Lingard coming in and Lingard doing what he did, and Lingard being as you know, on fire as he was. Benrahma suffered from that, and I just think if we're going to let Benrahma loose this season, then he needs to understand that he's going to be that, you know, that main man in that position. And I think if that was the case, bringing in Pereira would have unfortunately put another player, you know, on the back, but a good player on the back burner, and you know, on the back of the you know, on the bench. So I just don't think, for me, I want to see us go out and get striker, centre mid, central defender, and a left back is what we need now.
Yeah, right then. Let's bring our next guest on. I think he's in the depths of Cardiff transport. Is he? Let's have a look. Brownie.
How are you guys? And happy birthday! Happy birthday, Jake.
Cheers,
happy
mate.
birthday,
Right.
my little friend.
Thank you. Right. So then, where are you? Whereabouts are you? On the bus?
Yeah.
Jake, ask him if he's in Chippy Alley.
No. Yeah, I'm on a bus going to Cardiff. Got a bit of work I need to do tonight, and yeah, I'm going to leave it there because I'm really tired and I'm really annoyed, and good seeing you lot. Anyway, good seeing you lot. Hope you're all well.
Oh yeah, good. Right then, here's your choice. You can stay and answer a question about West Ham, or you can
Fire away. For 2 minutes, I'm a hammer.
Oh,
Can we have your striker?
Yeah.
It'll be the longest 2 minutes of your life, Brownie.
Give us your striker, Adam. Yeah. We'll have him.
You know, I love Kiefer Moore, to be honest. More of his defensive abilities as well as his goal scoring abilities. Really up David Moyes' Ali, really, yeah. No, I didn't really want to mention that word, but yeah, I mean, he's a lower. You make it a lower league striker in the Premier League, or maybe West Ham because they're going on that next level up now. maybe as a reserve striker for Antonio, but he deserves a chance in the Premier League. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree. Right then, has he connected? We've had some dodgy Wi-Fi connections tonight. I tell you, is he here? No. Right. No Peach. Sorry, guys. Oh.
It's always how do you mean? It's always
Have we got Peach? No, we haven't got Peach. Peach is gone. Brilliant. Peach. Oh, hello. Here we go. Look at this. He's in the house. DJ RSCB in the place to be.
Hey, Russ. Sorry. Happy birthday, Jake.
Thank you very much. Right, come on then. You promised, Russ. You promised. I did watch the show. You promised to sing happy birthday. Is that happening now? Or
No, I promise if you actually turned up to watch my show rather than just swanning off to the cafe with your mum.
Oh, no, I did watch it. No, I come on there at 9:30 and then I watched it when I got back.
Unbelievable. Okay. I think we should all sing happy birthday, don't you?
Okay,
I'm on a bus. I'm on a bus.
Brownie, you can take the soprano.
Don't want another arrest.
You have to sing it in Welsh, Brownie.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, ready? Happy
birthday
to you.
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jake. Happy birthday to you.
Bedtime stories with West Ham Unofficial.
You West Ham fans got to think, can you?
No, they can't. Bloody hell.
In time.
Oh,
Jake,
Here we go.
I'm going to have to make a move. The bus engine has started. I can't hear you now.
Cheers, Brownie. Bye-bye. We've been bombarded now. Look at this. Here he is. Oh, he's got his mug. He's got his mug.
It made it safely back to America.
I'm in the building, Doc. How do you mean? I'm in the first-time building, Doc. How do you mean? Big up Rock TV. Big up Franco. Big up JTV. You don't know how we roll, Doc. Yo, I got my connection all sorted.
Right. Oh my God, we're being bombarded even more, Rick. First, we are only allowed 10. Just load up. Right, here we go. Mike's here as well. Right, that's 9. We'll have one more, I think. Otherwise,
Happy birthday, buddy.
Cheers, Mike. There you go.
We're all at it. Where's yours, Ross? Where's yours, Ross?
Mine's in.
I got one left in it. One left, Russ. One left.
Mine's in the dishwasher from my coffee this morning.
Brilliant.
I mean, to be fair, I haven't seen Marlon Harewood on this.
Oh, there we go. Pow.
It's not Marlon.
That's fired.
Right. Anything wants to talk about? There's 10 of you. Is it 10? What? Right. Oh, I can count. That's 9.
9
times 3 is 9.
Got 2 more to make a team then, mate.
Yes, we have.
You're obviously in a pretty low group for maths, Jake.
Yeah.
Clive, thank you very much for coming on.
Hey, you're welcome, mate. You're welcome. Thanks for having me, and happy birthday again, Jake.
Cheers.
See you, Hammers.
I'm not today. Not the ball for West Ham. Oh, he's gone. Damn. Just, you know.
Right. Anything? Right. Come on then, Franco. Can we talk about something? And don't make either crazy dog. Don't make it either this. Don't make it the wheel. Don't make it anything about Clacton. Talk about West Ham.
Well, I was going to talk about the Brentford. I mean, I was going to give him some abuse because obviously I was at the Brentford game. Very fortunate to be able to go. I was looking out for familiar faces in the crowd, but I didn't really see anyone. Were any of you there? Russ, did you make it? Any of you?
No.
I got very lucky.
Peach made it.
Nah.
Peach was
Who
there.
was the familiar face, dog? What's like, why did you name dropping again? Like, yo, name drop then, dog. Name drop. We're like, what's up?
I name dropped Russ, but he's there. I mean, it's not really a name drop if he's here.
Look, there's 3 of us. 3 of us wearing this lovely shirt. Look, Frankel's on it as well.
Yes. Although I noticed you got the non-Betway version, but
Yeah.
did you get that?
No, because they didn't have it in stock. Because the West Ham shop didn't have it in stock. No. They didn't have the E on the Europa League writing, so I had the Premier League writing.
I know. I went in and I went with Noble as well. The club shop. This is what they told me. This is once again West Ham Football Club to a T, and how it is run. The guy in the shop said, "Well, we ordered the same amount of lettering as we ordered for the FA Cup lettering last year." I was like, "Well, did you not think that maybe as it's our first year in the Europa group stages, and also that it's Mark Noble's last season, maybe there'd be a little more demand than the FA Cup lettering
and a minimum of 6 games?"
Yeah,
it is just not even surprising.
Russ,
some might say that they couldn't even run a bath, but I couldn't possibly comment.
What?
Do you have to get there extra early on Saturday to make sure everything's working where it's been so long?
I'm always there early, man. I'm always there.
But even more earlier.
Mate, yeah, maybe actually, because obviously we tear it all out at the end of the season, so we got to put it all back in again.
Hey, yo, Franco, you know what I heard though? Like, you know what I heard? Mousy's in the building. Mousy's in the building.
Rah.
Come on, Casey. Come on, there he is.
I'm holding the phone.
I know. Oh, my computer's just stopped. Oh, there's Casey. There he is.
Hey.
Right then, Mike, pick something to talk about.
What do you have for your birthday today, mate? I don't even know what you've had.
Oh, this shirt. I've had lots of go-karting vouchers to beat Steve at. What else have I had? I'll tell you what. Mum absolutely loves it.
Zuma.
I didn't get Zuma for my birthday. No, I'll tell you what. I've got this artist made me this thing, KFC over McDonald's every day of the week. This KFC print with McDonald's, with it wrote in McDonald's. So the KFC is wrote in 10,000 McDonald's words.
Yeah.
You have it. Can we see it?
Mum, bring it up, will you?
Mama Cox, come on.
Come on, Mum.
Please.
Mother, don't you have a bell that she just asked?
Here it comes. I can hear it.
It's Fresh Prince, isn't it?
Here it is. There it is.
Hey, Mama Cox.
There it is. Look, you can't see it. You can't see it, but it's wrote in 10,000 McDonald's words.
I want Ronald before the Colonel stayed up, man. Ronald before the Colonel every day of the week.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, to be fair, I'm not a fan of fast food, but you know.
Oh, sorry.
Try and be a little healthy. No, I mean, I still eat it. But...
DT, sorry, all about do perfect, innit?
I am actually after this on my way to go see him.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, you back? Drop in the office." So I will be going there next.
Oh, drop in the office. Going there next. You're watching the Adam Franco live on YouTube. And
I'm actually going to pitch an idea to see if they'll give me a job so I can get a green card.
Right then, so Taylor and Tracy sent me some T-shirts. I've got pin badges. I've got a big mishmash poster. Ryan and Nikki and Gio and Gonzo are on it. Brilliant! It's a massive thing. There we go. Right, that is what I had amongst many a thing.
What about a cake?
Yeah, I'll show you the cake. Oh, lovely.
Oh, you can save a bit of cake for me. Get your dad to take a bit of work. I'll pop in and pick it up.
We'll do that. Yeah.
What type of cake is it?
Lotus Biscoff cake.
Oh, that is amazing. In fact, I just bought.
Oh yeah, it looks nice.
At the Tesco before I came back. I saw some of these Lotus Biscoffs with chocolate in the middle of them. It must be a new thing. We don't have it in this country. I brought it over here, and I don't think I can share it.
Oh dear. Well, we've got James as well.
Hooray!
There he is. Right, James.
Howdy. How's it going, gentlemen?
Yeah, good mate.
Thank you very much for the donation. It's still ticking over on there. I can still see it at the top. It's still ticking over.
I just like the colour. Mate. That's why, I mean, it was between 20 quid or 50, and I thought, I like that colour. I'll give you that.
Thank you very much. Right. So, James, pick something to talk about. Preferably not transfers. We haven't signed anybody.
Excited about the new season. Looking forward to the game next Sunday against Newcastle away. But what's everyone's expectations for this coming up season?
Oh God, we're going to be here all night here. Right, we'll start from the top and we'll go down. Andy, with you first.
Either qualification out of the Europa League or get to quite far in the conference for me. And
taking the tea there, look.
Yeah. And the best, I would take minimum 12th. I would take minimum 12th for me,
Okay.
and a decent run in Europe. We're all going on a European tour.
I think personally, I think Russ would take qualification and a new pan.
Yeah.
These are lovely pans.
Gatesy, what do you think?
To be honest, that question's quite difficult to answer. It kind of depends upon what business we do in the transfer market. I mean, are we going to sign a striker or are we going to sign a centre back?
Right, so
it's kind of difficult to really answer.
So, Gacy, assume we don't sign anyone else. Because we don't sign no one else. What do you think?
Fair.
I think minimum I'd be looking at if we signed nobody else. I think I'd be keeping me fingers crossed that we get through the group stages of the Europa League. But I don't think we'd get too much further. But it all depends on who we get drawn against, really. And then in the league, probably around about a mid-table finish and maybe a half-decent cup run somewhere, either the League Cup or the FA Cup.
Yeah. Russ, before you answer, I'd like to commend you on multitasking and be doing that very quickly. Just kapow, washed, clean, done.
The trick is leave it to soak.
Oh, there we go.
Leave it to soak, and it's half the job.
Leave it to soak, and it's half the job. Come on then, Pete. Your aspirations for the season.
Who, me?
Yes, you, Peach.
We're winning the league. We're winning the Blood Clot League. How do you mean? I don't care what none of these random say on here. I don't care what none of these me and people had to talk today. But I reevaluated my situation. We're getting dumped out of the Europa, and we're winning the league. Done that.
Love it.
Whatever you're on, Peach. Whatever you're on, can I? All right, yeah. Whatever you're drinking or smoking.
Positive cheer, dog. Positive
Send
cheer,
it,
dog.
send it
Come
to
on, man.
RM9, and I'll be happily take it, mate. Thank you very much.
Can I just say thank you very much for Gates United to come on. We've got loads of people in and StreamYard telling me you've got too many people in your studio, blah, blah, blah. Thank you very much,
Take
Gates.
care, people. See you later.
Andy. Cheers,
Andy Miles.
Cheers, boys.
Bye-bye.
Big up, big boy.
Cheers, guys. Right then, who else have we got here? Let's continue on. Right, that looks a little bit better. That's a little bit more calm. There isn't 10 people here now. But you know, we love them. We love them. Right then, our next guest, is he ready? We will just leave in 2 seconds. Whilst we do that, James, your aspirations for your season, for the season.
I'm nervous, mate. I won't lie to anyone. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm nervous. Like we haven't signed. We're 2 or 3 injuries away from a crisis at West Ham at the minute, and at the end of the day, I'm nervous at the minute. We need 4 players at least. That's the minimum. And if we don't get these players, if we don't start off like a train and start picking out a few wins early on, we could be struggling towards the back end of the season. Do you know what I mean? And it ain't me being negative; it's just me being real, mate. We haven't got we had a paper thin squad last season, and we had all we had was the league, and now we're going to have Europa League. And what it is, what people keep forgetting, is if we finish 3rd in Europa League, we've got the conference. So that's more European football. So yeah, I'm nervous, mate, at the minute. Ask me that at the end of the window, and I'll give you 100% answer.
Franco, did you answer? I'm losing track.
No, Franco hasn't answered.
I didn't, but I think very similar to other people. We've got the squad we've got, so I think Moyes quite simply has 2 options. Do we focus on the league or do we focus on Europe? And I actually think he'll probably focus on the league. I think we'll play a cup team in Europe. And so therefore, I think 6th or 7th is probably where we'll be looking for again. I don't think we're going to do very well in Europe because we simply don't have the personnel for it. It will be a run out for a bunch of our squad players. And so I'm hoping for a similar scenario to last season. If we can keep Rice fit, there's no reason why we can't be aiming for top 6 again.
What would disappoint you, though, Frankel? But what position would you look at it and go, I'm a bit disappointed that we finished there?
I would say anything outside the top 10, I would be disappointed with.
Yeah,
I think the top 10 is, 10 to 8. You can see it happening. And I think it's quite simple. Like everyone knows, we do not have that many players. And last season was probably our best ever injury season. We lost Rice for a little bit. We lost Fabianski for a little bit. But that is the first season in the history I can remember of being a West Ham fan where we didn't have an injury crisis.
Yeah.
And I mean, the chance of us having that again this year, I mean, we'll be pushing our luck. And if we get some injuries, we're going to really struggle to replicate that. Also, Jesse Lingard, his run of superb form and trying to prove himself was a massive springboard, and we don't have that either. So, I mean, I'm still positive, and I reckon, but yeah, top 10 outside the top 10, I would be disappointed.
Yeah. Russ, anything you'd like to say? I'm going to let you go. There's about 8 people in the back once again.
I agree. I can't believe I'm saying it, but I agree with Frankel.
Oh my God. Uh-oh.
And I'll tell you for why. I think I think Europe's going to be, it's going to be a nice trip. The fact is, because we're already in the league, so the money's already guaranteed. So it's not we've got to play Astragugu or whatever to get in. So we're already in the league, so that's guaranteed money. So I think they're going to use that and concentrate on the league. I mean, the league's where the money's at. I mean, the league is where the money's at. And yeah, if we end up, as James says, if we end up 3rd, then we go into the conference. If you win the conference, you go back into Europe anyway. So, I mean, 1 to 11, we ain't a bad team, 1 to 11. We're a good team, 1 to 11. Now 1 to 13, really, with Alfonso on as well. And so I think, I mean, and I think Ben Rama's going to be, this is his season. So he seems to have the bit between his teeth now. So why not? Why can't we dream? I mean, we're not going to beat the boys now, the big boys now. They're spending too much money. Man United, City, if Chelsea get Lukaku, they've all spent over £100 million, almost £150 million. We're not going to compete with them now. You can't. That was a one-off. We'll be up there in the Champions Leagues. But I think, top 10 and a nice cup run to send Mark off. That would do me.
Yeah. Cheers, Russ. Thank you very much for coming on.
Pleasure.
Legend.
Right, here we go. Right. How many people? Cheers, Russ. Right, then let's get some more people on. We are being bombarded, if that is a word, with people. Right, then let's have a look. Firstly, TB's in the building. Charlie, how are you?
Birthday boy, hey, it ain't a party till Brooklyn gets here. Happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you very much. The one, the only, JP. JP, how are you?
I'm very well, mate. Happy birthday, teenager still, boy. Those were the days. Hope you're keeping well and loving the birthday shirt.
Thank you very much. That's lovely. It is lovely. Right, and some more guests. What have we got? Oh my God, more people coming in, out. Right, let's have a look. James has got the ice cream van at his door, I reckon. There, James.
I have, mate. I definitely
Go and
have.
get it one, mate.
Yeah.
Run and get one. I mean, it's like your name is Fat Boy Fever. The ice cream van for it.
Listen,
and now
I know him on first name terms, mate. And that's what I'm saying.
That's
you know what I mean?
James, that one.
Hey, I heard the music backstage. I took my headphone off. I was like, is he rolling down a block? Let me get a strawberry shortcake real quick.
Brilliant. Right, then, let's get a couple more guests on. Let's go here. Everything's slowed up. Taylor, how are you?
I'm good, Jake. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Have you recovered from the run yet?
No, I still haven't recovered from that run. killed me. Absolutely killed me.
Is it the run side or the meal and the friends after?
No, the meal was fine. I had great friends. There were 3 great friends of mine, but no, it was the run. The run killed me.
Brilliant. And we're also being joined by Tracy as well. Tracy, how are you?
I'm very well. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much indeed. I don't know
I'm
what
so
to do.
excited.
Right.
I don't normally get to be invited to 14-year-old birthday parties anymore, so this is a big thrill for me.
A birthday party for a scream. What can I say? Tracy and Taylor, firstly, I'd like to say thank you very much for the special deliveries today. Knock on
You're
the
welcome.
door. 2 big parcels. The poster is flattening its way out, and the gear is ready to go. Oh my god! Right, stream are going to block me again because more people are coming in. Anything anybody would want to talk about?
Well, I'll say goodbye and let more
Got me here.
attractive people get in because you don't need ugly people like me here with these
where we're going
pretty
to finish
people.
and all that sort of thing. So let's hope they start the season like they finished it, and then we can they'll have half a chance.
There we go. Indeed, Adam. Thank you very much.
Love you, Jacob. Laters.
I got an update for you, Jake. Friday, the Peppers will be here, my friend. I got the email for the charity. I'm gonna eat the world's hottest pepper for DT38, and everybody can see me. I don't know. It's probably gonna give me some anything for charity, right? But I got the email. They should be here Friday. So whenever you're ready to rock it up, my friend, I'll be ready.
We will be on it. Mike, your aspirations for the season.
Oh, mate, I'm pretty similar to the other guys. Again, stay in the top 10 if we can. The positive is Rice looks like he wants to stay, so that's a positive. I mean, Villa losing Grealish, looks like Kane's probably going from Tottenham. If we hold on to Rice, that's a plus. But we all need, we all know we need another 3 or 4 players at least, minimum, But I still think we can finish top 10. And like Russ said, I think, to be totally honest, we're concentrate on the league and try and keep in that top half and try and push for a European place again. And the young lads to get a run at in Europe. And if we finish 3rd in that group, I mean, there's a chance of winning that conference thing. If you've seen the teams in it, I haven't even heard of 99%.
I did laugh when Spurs' team came out and it was something Coast or something.
Yeah, I mean, Spurs ought to win that, really, didn't they? I mean, even without, they're flipping. Most of them are League One.
I know.
So yeah, I'm still confident. If we keep Rice, that's a big plus. If we keep him and we make a couple of decent signings, still think we'll do okay. But to keep pushing on, we need 5 or 6 more, really.
Yeah.
But we know it's going to happen, don't we?
Mike and James, thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate him pretty mad. Thank you very
have a
much.
nice birthday. What's left of it now, Jake? And I'll see you later, mate. Thanks for letting me on. I'm proud of you, mate. You're doing
Thank
a
you
great.
very much, Mike. Cheers. Thank you very much. And James as well. Thank you very much. Oh my God, welcome.
That's all right, mate. No worries. Make sure you go out for a meal with your family, though. That's the reason why I've sent that dough to you. So just make sure you do that for me, mate. All right.
We will. Cheers, James. Bye bye. Right then, CB, JP, we'll get to you in just a second because we're joined by the one, the only, from the top of the world. Anton.
All together now. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jay. Happy birthday to you. Whey! He's out of prison. He's out of prison.
Me and my guy was on rhythm. I don't know what happened to everybody else. Way to go there, JP. Me and you was on rhythm. Everybody else, I don't know what happened.
He's out of prison. Peach is out of prison. Right. JP, to you first. Your aspirations for the season.
Well, the aspiration first and foremost is Peach not having a criminal record because of you, for one.
Not me, Andy Miles. Not me, Andy Miles. Definitely not me. No. Daya told me.
But all jokes aside, Yeah, it's not that far off as what Mike's saying, mate. To be honest with you, I'd be happy with the top 10 because at the end of the day, we're not going to do. Let's be honest, we're not going to do that much of a push it for Europe. We'll want it, of course, but it's not going to happen, unfortunately, because we haven't got the squad size for it. We haven't. We've got to prioritise one thing, and the two Davids, as they always are, going to prioritise the league. So I think we'll have a decent qualifying round, should we say? But again, I want to be proven wrong. As we all do. But it'd be nice to have a year. But at the end of the day, as long as we take it properly seriously this season, having a decent league start, having a decent cup run, either in the League Cup or the FA Cup, and have something we can be proud of in Europe, I'd be happy with that. But we're only going to have one of those, and it's going to be a top 10, unfortunately.
Yeah. Indeed. CB, to you then. Aspirations.
Oh, well, my aspirations are super duper high, but the reality, as he just said, with the thin squad that we have, we got to play the Europa. I'm not even going to lie, I'm kind of worried, that we're not even trying to make an effort to push for that right now. Not the lads, I mean, the higher ups in control of the thing, and it's just, it just really hurts my heart because, we don't never get this opportunity too much, This was like our one opportunity. And, they're always with the excuse here and excuse there. But, excuses are the nails that built the house of failure. I want to see. Let's get a go for it. We're all realistic here. We don't need $50 million sign-ins. We just need a little depth, a little cover so the boys could have a fair go at it. But, if we finish anywhere around 10th or a little bit above, I'll be happy. But, like they said, let's see where the sign-ins are at. I know I'm trying to be patient. It's running thin. I'm not hitting the panic button, but my fingers like this. It's like right across. It's like ready to smash it. I'm not even gonna lie. But, hopefully we finished around, I don't know, 10th or a little bit above that. I mean, that's just being realistic.
Yeah. Just before we go, next guest on, Anton, your aspirations.
See, I think I'm a little bit of I'm quite unique when I start off my predictions for the season. I think a little bit differently. I try and think outside the box. I'm more of a half glass full than a half glass empty fan. I probably set myself up for so many fails, as we do year in and year out. However, I set myself up differently last year because I thought we were going to do really well, and we did do really well. But then the year before, I thought we were going to do well, and we didn't do well. And this year, I'm thinking, well, I've got to have the faith in Moyes, the trust in Moyes. I said several weeks ago, if we didn't sign more players by the 1st of August, I would start to worry. Am I worried? Yes. How worried am I? Not so much as maybe other people. We've got players back. We don't have strength and depth. 100% we don't have it. But I have to put the full-blown faith into what David Moyes is doing. I certainly don't think he would have signed a contract if he thought the board were going to rip the utter out of him. And if he was, I genuinely think he is the man that would be able to manage them as such to a certain extent. But I do believe that his statement he said after the Celtic game was, I am not bringing in numbers for the sake of it. I am bringing in only quality. And yes, I do as well. And me and you and all of us sit here and go, we've missed this, we've missed this, we've missed this, we've missed this player. But the big but is we don't genuinely know if any of them really were his actual targets, no matter what any ITK says in this world. And in my opinion, that's just the way I believe it. But
you're absolutely right, mate, because there's a difference between being interested in somebody and actually full blown going for it. I mean, we've seen it season after season that they'll go out and do 4 or 5 different approaches to different clubs, test the waters all the time, and then wait and see who comes in. So you're spot on with that, mate. Spot on.
And I do genuinely think there is that element of, when you look at our players, as long as Declan Rice stays, and I feel like he is going to stay, and Souček looks really happy and he's going to stay, then why would players? I get the whole kind of feeling towards the board. I'm the same, but why would players not want to look in and think, well, there's top quality players there? West Ham had 5 players from the quarterfinals of the Euros, representing. That's a big deal. And it's not great, as any West Ham fan does. They want to have players in. I get it. However, my mindset's changed. I don't want Feghouli. I don't want Nordveit. I don't want Gokantor. I don't want Zaza. I want Tommy Suchek. I want Sufal, and I want quality over quantity any day of the week.
100%.
So anyway, aspirations are give the Europa League a good shot. Try and win a cup of the League Cup or FA Cup, or go as far as we possibly can, and finish respectably in the Premier League. Yeah.
Right, let's bring our next guest on. I had Gio Wonder and Luke from the Freehammers last week. I said I got YouTube royalty on. I said, well, where is he? Where's Nicky? Here he is. Nicky, how are you?
Big up the man now. How you in? Big up the man now.
Happy birthday, my son. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad at all. Thank you very much for coming on. What's your aspirations? What's your aspirations for the season then, mate?
Aspirations. Before I go on, it's a pleasure to see you all. It's been a long time. I hope you're all doing well. Aspirations. I get I wish I could share Anton's.
No one does.
Yeah. I haven't got any, to be honest. Not to go out of Europe too early and a respectable league finish. I think that's my aspirations. We are thin on the ground. Look, we don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Nobody seems to know what's going on. Whether you're in the know or an out the know, or just a normal sap like me. But each day that passes, and each one of our sort of so-called targets that I see in other club shirts, I'm getting more and more worried. I thought there's at least something. I don't know, we've got a goalkeeper, but if I was to pick a position on the pitch where I don't think we needed to go for at that moment in time, it would have been goalkeeper or right back, to be quite honest with you. But each one of these signings, like Danny Ings today, has gone to Villa. Villa are building a real good squad there. And I just think, I've been a big admirer. I know Gio's a big admirer. We've spoke about him in length in private, of Danny Ings, and I thought he would have been perfect for West Ham. I know his injury record isn't good, so there would have needed to be someone to come in as sort of a foil. But I think with his goal scoring record, I think he would have been perfect for West Ham. And each one of these targets, like the Pereiras, I've heard he's going to Al Hilal. Am I saying that right? Al Hilal. He's going, and Lingard, it doesn't seem like wants to come, and then Kurt Zuma sort of turn around and go, no, I don't really fancy that, boys. And each day that passes, I get more and more worried.
Yeah, like, yo, I give you this. I give you this, guys. I give you this. Mr. Nicky Nandor. I give you this, guys. I give you this. Yeah, goalkeeper we didn't really need. But we got somebody in for next season that's going to bet into the squad. You know what I mean? So that's good. But we need a blood clot striker, guys. I'm not playing around. Like, yo, we got people in the back. We need central midfield and we need striker. And man.
Yeah. I think Peach, in our own language, everybody's saying that. Everybody.
Word up, 100, man.
Everybody is saying that. Right. I'm going to go around now. If you were David Sullivan, David Moyes, whoever, you have one player that you could pick up, realistic, who we've been linked with, you could pick up right now. Charlie, we'll start with you. One player.
One player, for me, it would be Sema, because he could play up top and he could play on the right. So if Bowen got a nick, he could play on the right, and then as well he could play up top, and then if he was a starter, then my man Antonio could come in after like 67 minutes, and you'd have a beast coming in when everybody's tired. But I would go with Sema because he could play two spots, and that's one guy. It's kind of like, it's like a deal, 2-for-1 deal, even though it's one guy.
Yeah. JP?
That's word, man.
To be honest with you, Jake, well, the people that we're linked with, I genuinely can't think of anybody that will be good enough as a striker to come in. Really can't, especially if someone's going to be able to bang in the amount of goals we're going to need. We really are. But I'd say out of everyone we're linked in, I think Zuma's probably the one that will excite me the most if that comes in. Him and Ogbonna together, I think, will be absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Zuma would be a reinforcement. And so, I like Tammy Abraham, but now that seems to be off the cards now as well. If you could pick one player, Anton.
Lingard all day long.
Good job. Yeah, Lingard for
all day long. I know people were thinking differently come the end of the season, but I think he played a part come the end of the season because so many teams started to know what he was capable of doing. So they double up on marking him or tripled up on marking him, and he didn't score, he didn't assist, come the tail end of the season, but he was still effective. But, he drove us forward when he came into that setup, and it was exciting to watch. And for me, I think what he done alone, and I think he's capable of doing it. And I can't fault the guy. I've said it time and time again. He's Manchester United born and bred, loves the club. He's got a contract with the club. He's going to go back there. He's going to try his heart out to see if he can win something back. I wouldn't be surprised if West Ham have got, it's crazy. It's a crazy risk. It's a crazy, crazy risk. It's not a risk I would be willing to take, but I wouldn't be surprised if they still have what they say 10% hope that we can bring him in. But yeah, Lingard for me all day long.
Yeah. Nicky, one player?
Most of them are gone other places, I'm afraid. If I was to pick one that we're linked with now, it wouldn't be a centre forward because I don't know whether we're linked with a centre forward.
Don't say it, Nicky. Don't pick the same player I'm going to pick. Don't say it, dog. Don't say it. Please don't say it. Please don't say it. Go on, my brother. Please don't say it.
I'd pick Pereira. Because, I think Lingard would be... Look, Lingard, he just doesn't want to come. I don't think he just doesn't fancy it. I would have picked him. But I think there's a bit more longevity in Pereira. I think we could. I don't think he'd be sort of like hit the ground running like Lingard did last season. But I think over the course of like 3 years, if we kept him for that long, of course, I think he'd be the smarter signing. But we desperately need a centre forward. And off the top of my head right now, I can't think of one. I can't.
They are just falling apart. Every single one. They're just going, bam, there you go. He's gone to this club. He's gone to that club. They are just falling away from us. Go on then, Peach. Who's your player?
There was one man from Craven Cottage that was either on the bench, injured, or in the seats. The man's name there is Loftus-Cheek. That's why I bring in all day long. All day long. Plus that day long. I ain't playing with you. Homeboy can play as a 6. Homeboy can play as an 8. All day long. All day long. All
Who?
day
So
long.
I missed
That's
that. Who?
That's the missing jigsaw
Loftus-Cheek. Oh, Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah, Loftus-Cheek. Charlie, the midfield. People have gone very quiet about the midfield. People say now Coventry might be on his way to Peterborough. Whether that'll happen or not, I don't know. I mean, we've got Lanzini and Noble seem to be the only two backup. Do you think that's going to be enough, Charlie?
I don't know. I mean, Lanzini, I give him respect for the Burnley game that he played the little holding role, but versus Burnley, a team that doesn't go forward, you got to take that into consideration. Will it be enough? Man, we need some cover for Rice. Like when Rice went down last year, we had to switch up everything. Souček couldn't go forward as much. He didn't have like that freedom to, so we couldn't utilize him in the box. He had to cover a lot of ground. Noble would come in, and we need it. We need midfield. We need. We cannot get rid of Coventry. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't loan him anywhere. I would not.
No, but Charlie, couldn't we get like somebody like Matic, like on the cheap, man? We could get him on the cheap, and like he might do a Dawson with him, man.
I'll tell you what, there's been a lot of guys on the cheap. It doesn't look like we. I don't know what we can get.
I know.
We can't get some cheap. We can't get nothing in the middle. We can't get nothing expensive. I don't know. Do they have a going out of business sale? The French league had a going out of business sale. We didn't get nothing over there. I don't know. If we better not get rid of Coventry and the rest of them if they're not going to bring anybody in, because then we got to pray to baby Jesus that one of these young lads can. May our feet be swift and our goals be plentiful. I mean, that's just the way it is.
100.
JP, are you going to
have a nervous breakdown before the season even starts, lads? I'm telling you, it's already.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
JP, yeah, is cheap and cheerful good enough? Well, it's not, is it?
Never in a million years, with the exception of maybe. No, it's not. There's not one thing anything you buy or any player.
You wouldn't take Matic, dog? Like, honestly, if Matic was given to on a platter, you wouldn't take him? I think
He never will be, so it's irrelevant, Pete. It's irrelevant.
You get what you pay for, right? That's the old saying.
Exactly, Charlie. You get what you pay. You get what you pay for. You get with the exception of no, there isn't anything. Oh, wait, shut up a second, will you? Just no. Honestly, you can't go in cheap. You really can't. You know, with the exception of Soufal and Souček, right? They are the exceptions out of that. You know, Soufal definitely. Nobody thought £5 million he's going to do anything. Nobody thought that. Nobody knew about him. So yeah, with that exception. But in general, no, you've got to go out and buy massively wisely if you're going to pay that cheaply, and we don't seem to do it. I'd rather see some of these kids that are setting it like in the pre-seasons, like Oko Flex, give him a bit of a chance. So because at the end of the day, when it comes to Europe, that might be the option.
I sort of disagree with you there, because I don't think it's the price of players. Like, you know, it's right to an extent. You get what you pay for, but would you have seen Souček? A £16 million. He's £100 million player if you want to go by today's market. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at
that's what I was saying, Nick, about with the exception of those two.
With exception, yeah, I do understand what you're saying, but £5 million for Soufal is a £35 million right back without a shadow of a doubt. He's probably one of the better in the league. But so I don't necessarily mean like big transfers mean big. I mean, you look at Anderson, you look at Haller. I mean, I was the biggest critic of both of them. I couldn't stand the pair of them. To be quite honest with you, that cost you £90 million. But what you've got to do is you've got to be smart. You know, it's quite obvious that we've got no money, or we haven't got good amounts of money to spend. They've made it quite obvious, and to be quite honest with you, under these current owners, they're just not going to spend money. They're not going to invest any more money. They're not going to put any more money in. If a big enough offer comes from Pi Capital, they'll sell. I've got no shadow of a doubt about it. If they sort of covered the sort of fine what they get from the London Stadium for selling up early, I think they'll sell to them. And you know, I've heard a lot of rumblings over the last couple of days whether, you know, Pi Capital is the people that are the people to drive us forward. But with Pi Capital, look, in this day and age, you're not going to get a West Ham. You're not going to get someone like me turn up, or Anton or John Phillips turn up with £1 billion and turn around and go, right, let's turn this club around. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't exist unless someone like Jeff Bezos that suddenly decides he watches Green Street and decides he wants to support West Ham. You know, there's just nobody out there with that type of money. You've got to be looking at a business that wants to make money, but wants to make money in the right way. The way Gold and Sullivan want to make their money at the moment is just not spending what we're getting in. They just don't want to spend it. You know, that's fact of the matter. If someone like Pi Capital come in and go, yeah, we do want to make money, but this is the model we're going to make money. We're going to turn this into a worldwide brand. You know, a lot like Man City did when Sheikh Mansour took over. Is like, right, go out there and get the biggest player available. Get him, Robinho. Bring him in here now. That's what Man City done. Let's show people we mean business. Let's show people that this is a brand. I mean, look, this is pie in the sky. It would never happen. But
no, I can get behind the API thing, though, dog. I can get behind that. I could honestly get behind that. I know it's not but I can get behind that.
If they've got the model to take us to the next level, if they've got the model and turn around and say, right, we're going to make money by making this a worldwide brand. We want to be playing in the Champions League. We want to be buying the best player. If they came in and done something ridiculous, and I mean absolutely ridiculous. Say, for instance, they sorted this deal out tomorrow and they went, you know what? First player to go and get is available. Go and get Harry Kane. Show we mean business, right? Go and get him. Regardless of the cost, if it's 150 million, 200 million pounds, bring him to West Ham, make sure he signs on the dotted line. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen, and I'm not saying that you know, it could happen, but that is
it could.
That's the sort of thing, like Man City, you know what I mean? Man City were you know, they had Richard Dunn, and all of a sudden they got Robinho sitting there. You know, Robinho was a worldwide superstar at the time.
Do we think then that Mourinho has had he's been done, like he's signed this contract based on false promises? Did I say Mourinho? I meant to say Moyes. Do we think Moyes has had?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So he signed this contract on the bit. See, this is the part that I'm struggling with, and I completely am there with the whole kind of board. You know, my opinion on the board is the same as it's always been. It always will be. But my biggest concern is Moyes took so long to sign the contract. What was the reason for it? And when he did sign the contract, was it based upon promises of going out and getting the targets that he wants? Or has he gone to them with targets and they've gone, we can't do it, we can't do it, we can't do it? And how much more will Moyes take of that? I'm not trying to say remotely for a second Moyes will walk away right now, but at some point in the near future, if this keeps continuing and he can't do what he is going to do, I don't think he needs to. You know, he's done himself so proud now.
He will 100% walk away, because, and I'll tell you the reason why. He left Manchester. He left Everton, went to Manchester United. It's the biggest job in the world. He was never going to succeed there. Will succeed in who he was. Right? His stock went from up there to down there over the course of a year. Right?
Yeah.
He went to Sunderland. He got absolutely. I don't want to swear on this channel, but he got absolutely over there. Right? Then he went to the Spanish club. Got absolutely Sociedad, yeah. Got absolutely
Sociedad, my bad.
over there, right? So we give him a chance at West Ham. He did what they asked him to do, but they got rid of him. He sat out of football for all that time until we came back for him, right? So he's stuck at the moment. If he was to leave West Ham now, if for instance they couldn't match his ambition, or they've told him a couple of lines about the money that they're going to give him, he absolutely will walk away. Because if something drastic happens next year, and with Europe in the mix as well, we could really struggle. In fact, we could go down if we get 4 or 5 injuries at the same time, and his stock then dropped. So if they go to the 1st of September when the transfer window ends, and we've got no one, and he said, well, you promised me we was going to spend £100 million and I've got no one. You know what? I'm going. I'm just going to cite it as, break the contract. It was out of contract anyway, so it's only got a couple of months on it. I'm going to cite it as, professional differences with the board, and just lets everyone know that it wasn't his decision not to bring in players. It wasn't his decision, not to strengthen the side. And he walks away and he gets another job within the next few months.
I don't think anybody would blame him if that was to happen. God forbid. I hope that don't happen, but I don't think none of the fan base, or the majority anyway, would. I think they would back him.
I think lying for GSP. I think lying has become a staple part of their football business.
Absolutely.
And I think that's where they sit, and I think that's where they'll always sit. That's why I'll always be.
Do you remember, Nicky? Well, everyone for that matter. That what was it? A few years ago, when Martin O'Neill was at Villa, he walked away with 2 weeks to go because for exactly the same thing. They didn't give him the promised targets, and everybody would respect him. His stock. Moyes' stock, it will be.
He walked away from us as well.
For doing that, I reckon it really.
He walked away from us. We pretty much had the deal signed with Martin O'Neill, and we
exactly.
Someone at the club gave the news out, and he was like, "Nah, that's not the way I do business." And
you know what I think Moyes has done, and why the contracts like kind of gone into hibernation, like bears in like winter, is because he wanted to make sure no stories linked. We signed Areola we didn't know about it. Bing, bang, box. You know what I mean? And I think that was in his contract. Sullivan, shut your trap, man. Excuse me, Jake. But it was Sullivan, shut your trap, man. And it's I think he wanted to keep hold of his back and staff. He's done that. I think he wanted to have that realization of, listen, I'll put up smoke and mirrors to get this player in or that player in, because I'm not having a Harry Potter Aston Villa situation again, man. And all the power to him, man. And I think that's why he delayed the contract, because he can call shots now. And I think he is a shot caller right now, man.
Yeah.
That's just me.
People,
that's just me, though.
The other thing as well is when you read the chat, people don't need to be misunderstood from my feelings towards the board. I just have a difference of opinion on how I want the club to change ownership. So I don't want the current ownership, but I'm not willing to accept just anybody for the sake of them chucking out the door. Where a lot of fans that I speak to are willing to accept it. Even guys that are involved with us are even turning around, I'll take anybody. And I'm like, no, you absolutely won't. But there's a lot of people that forget previous ownership We've had it under it. Depends on what age you are and what you remember.
The previous owners didn't take us out of our own mental. Previous owners didn't take us.
James, I completely agree with you, mate. I
They
completely
didn't take us out of our own,
agree
mate.
with you, mate.
They were trying to, though, James. He was trying to.
But I'm not willing to accept just the sake of it for anybody. So I don't need to justify it for anyone, but I'm absolutely not board neutral. I am one way and one way only, but I'm not doing it for the sake of, I just want to be, and I'm not going to shoot anyone down who wants the board in either. Like, I think each to their own opinion, that's what they want to do, but I just don't see how they take us
At the end of the day, Anton, at the end of the day, like, progress hasn't been made, mate. Like, we left Upton Park in 2016 and we qualified for Europe. We're now in 2021 and we're no different and we're no better off how we was back then. Do you know what I mean? And the way I look at this is we shouldn't be skint as a club. There's other clubs out there, and I've heard things on the chat and everything about people saying missed targets and all that. We're West Ham United. We're in Europe, mate. If we can't attract people to a European club for this season, when can we attract players to our club? Like Zuma, Tammy Abraham, for instance, like Danny Ings, for instance. Like, it's at the end of the day, with the GSB thing, their time will come to an end soon. And at the end of the day, people need to understand that the reason why we are how we are is due to them making money from a property deal in Stratford. It's as simple as that.
I think people are aware, though. Like, people are definitely aware of the fact that they will go eventually. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that for a second. And if it's now or next year, I think it will be probably more. Is it 2023? Is that the thing when they avoid the tax options and stuff like that? So, it's inevitable that's going to happen. It's just whether or not, and fair play, like, listen, each again to their own. But if you watch, I think, Jake, you've got the guy Daya who comes on your channel. He put out a video. I watched a bit of his video, and he actually kind of digresses it in a kind of simplistic manner, and he kind of cross-references what the PAI Capital are saying, and he kind of, they say 1 minute that we have the funds to run this club in this manner, but then the next answer that they gave, whoever they gave the answer to, was that depends on the price we have to pay for the club is whether or not we can give the funds for the transfer kitty and stuff like that. So when you dissect it a little bit, it's like, well, hold on a minute. If you do have the funds and you're promising the funds and the fans want to hear, you need to back it up with every single sentiment you say. I just don't like how this is being put out into the media to the level it has. I'm not saying it shouldn't be put out to the media, but where it's going, who's talking about it, the controversial comments that are being made, is it trying to stir up issues? There is already issues there. It's just, I'm not willing to accept anybody. It needs to be the right people at the right time.
Right, we'll leave that to the side because we could be here all night. Let's face it, we could be here all night. Final question to you all then. What position would you take in the league next season? We will go round. CB, we'll start with you, Charlie. What would you take as a league position if we start the season with the squad we've got now?
Anywhere from 10th to 13th.
JP?
I'd say 12th minimum.
Peach?
First to fourth. Done.
Nikki?
What position would I accept?
Yeah.
No lower than 6. That's where we finished last year. That's where we should aim to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well said.
Anton?
On the same sentiment then as Nikki, then I've got to agree. But knowing what we know, then 12th.
James?
I'm nervous, mate. As I said to you earlier on, mate. Like, if we start off slow and everyone gets on the bandwagon of like negativity around it, we could be fighting end up 15th. I agree with Nikki 100,000%. Right, that's progression. If we finish 6th, that's progression from last year to this year. So where will we finish? If we finish top 10 with the team we've got, we've had a result. 100%.
We have to finish 4th or beyond that because we have. This is the best season we've had ever in the Premier League. We have to push on and push forward, man. Honestly, we can't be like that club that's we finished 6th. Oh, well, now we're going to finish 10th or 12th. Okay? Pee on that, man. We need to move up, man. We're West Ham, man. We need to move up, man.
Peach. I understand what you're saying, but we're not going to move up with the same squad.
No.
You can still, you go backwards.
Yeah.
And that's why I gave my answers, because we got to play a whole nother league. And you got to remember, Souček, Rice, Sufal, a lot of our lads were playing Euros. They got miles on the legs, you know, so they're going to start. So now they're going to jump into two. I mean, come on. We need some depth. We need some cover. If we didn't have Europa, I would have no problem.
Unless we finish above 6 stars. I won't be happy unless we finish above 6 stars or we win the league. Done.
JP, should that be the aspiration though? Should we go, you know, we finished it last season, why can't we do it again? It's unacceptable not to.
Absolutely. But we've got one centre forward. You know, you can't progress up the table with that.
For now,
But that's the thing. As Jake's saying, as the squad stands now, 12th is the best option I can see us getting at. I really, really can, because literally, as Nick, and you're absolutely spot on. If you don't progress forward, you move backwards as a result of it. We've got a bigger competition coming up in the next few weeks. We've got bare bones. Beach, you don't have to agree with us. We've all got our own opinions.
I'm just saying, we got youngsters up in the mix now, like Langelo, Ashley, Baptiste, Elise, that Thorsten. Yo, they can play in the Europa and probably like do 2 things, dog. I ain't even playing with you.
Yeah, agreed. But at the same point, we don't know how these guys are going to play, and we don't know how these guys are going to play at a professional level. We've only seen them play against Celtic.
Let's remember one thing, gentlemen. Let's remember this one thing. It took Declan Rice 4 years to be the player he is now.
Exactly.
Let's just remember that when he first played for West Ham at Liverpool away, he got absolutely destroyed and he got subbed at half time. So we can't go and be chucking players in thinking that they're going to turn into the next Declan Rice or, you know what I mean, Jermaine Defoe.
He did that with Dawson, Sufal, Souček. Like, remember, we were fighting relegation, and now we're 6th. Like,
but Pete, remember,
don't lose hope, boy, don't lose hope. We can do it, man.
Yeah,
trust
but
me,
remember, Pete, hang on.
I feel it in my bones, dog.
Pete,
we can run this, man.
Wait. Listen, right? Dawson, Premier League experience. Yeah, Sufal and Souček, Europa League experience. These kids have got neither of that, so you can't automatically think because we aren't the academy of football that we used to be. Right, but we've got to give these guys a season to see how they get on before we say, right, we bring them in and we're finishing in the top 4. You got to give them time.
On the youth, like I am probably most excited I've been for a long time on some of the prospects we've got coming through. I don't think we can rely absolutely not on them, but I do think there's going to be a couple of players that might surprise us this year. That'll make the step up. I do think there's a couple that are capable of doing it. And I don't know. I mean, listen, is Coventry going to Peterborough or not? Is that true? Is it not? You hear things. It doesn't matter. I would be surprised and I would be a bit annoyed if he did. It would be a silly manoeuvre. I thought he's done all right. He's done the job.
Don't you think, though, Anton, it's a lot of pressure on the youth that we're relying on our youth players to come into the first team to
possibly, mate. But I don't know what it is about our country that doesn't rely on our youth because other countries do it. Italy do it. Italy throw in young players. Donnarumma, he started when he was 18. He's played 250 odd games for the club. I don't even know who he was playing for in Italy. I can't remember. AC Milan and Italian keeper for so many years. Like Italy do it. Italy have got the balance of having the fine wine, you know, a 40-year-old defender who performs at the top level and a 19-year-old defender who performs at the top level, and they give these players a chance. And it kind of frustrates me in this country that we're like, you know, we don't forget the Sam Allardyce Nottingham Forest game 5-0 where he threw all the youngsters in and we got smashed. We just don't forget that. But there are times and a place where you can bed a young player in. You know, I don't think, for example, Odubiku's ready, but I don't think we should get rid of him completely. I think he needs to go out on loan, but I think there are other players there that are worthy of giving a shot. And you know what the funny thing is? Thorsten, for example, from the yes, it's pre-season, absolutely got to be respectful of the opposition that we play, but he is like, for me, I can't wait to see that guy step up.
To finish off, oh, wrong comment. Where's it gone? Honestly, the computer's gone real slow. Revo's put 9.99 in the super chat. Thank you very much, Revo. He says, happy birthday, Jake. Buy yourself a JCO. Hi, Anton. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much, Revo. Right, to finish off on a happy note before we go who's on the back of my new West Ham shirt? Any guesses?
Got to be Noble, isn't it?
Yarmolenko.
It's
Noble.
Yarmolenko.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it, so I can't go.
I'm going to say Noble.
Yeah. Noble it is. And CB, Peach is definitely not Andre Yarmolenko. It never will be. It never.
Payet. Dimitri Payet.
Point.
He's on one right at the bottom of that.
Is it a player an ultimate guy?
Right in the bottom of that wardrobe. It's peeling off. I've been slowly peeling Dimitri Payet off of that shirt that's in that wardrobe there. It's slowly coming its way off.
We're gonna send you out a Yarmolenko autograph signed kit just for you.
With his brother's signature on it too, just to make that $1 bill.
Guys, thank you very much for coming on. Any final thoughts before we head?
I'm going to give you one final
Happy
thought.
birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jake. Sorry, Nikki. Happy birthday to you. Big up, Jake. Go ahead.
I'll give you one final thought, Jake.
Yeah.
A few years ago, West Ham Fan TV got nominated for an FBA, and we never won because we wasn't good enough. But you certainly are good enough, and you are going to win a football content award. So,
Damn right.
I agree.
Whoa!
I agree.
Thank you very much, Nikki. Thanks, guys. Well, we're in it. The power of Twitter has put it out there now. Thanks to West Ham Fan TV. Thanks to Gio, who's pushed that out there. And my phone hasn't stopped going in the last 2 days. I had the nominations come in. I've had all my birthday messages today. It's been fantastic, guys. Thank you very much as always for coming on. I think StreamYard nearly blocked me because there's about 20 people in backstage at one point, but I don't care. Guys, thank you very much for coming on. And come on, you irons. Come on, James. James,
Enjoy your birthday night, mate.
Come on, James.
Please, just sign a player. Just sign anyone. Do you know what I mean? I'll take Joe Bloggs. I'll take Joe Bloggs down the street, mate. Honestly, just sign anyone, please. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
Take care, man.
Thanks, guys. Come on, you irons. Like, subscribe, do all of that jazz. I'm going to see you next time. Thanks, guys, for watching. Thanks, guys, for coming on, and I'll see you next time.